Here's your news for March 5th, 2020. We're kicking off today with news about the coronavirus as the WWE has issued a statement regarding the outbreak. All around the world, various public gatherings are being cancelled to reduce the chance of a widespread infection, and given that a case of the virus was recently found in Tampa, this has led many to question whether WrestleMania 36 will still go ahead. In a statement acquired by ESPN, WWE revealed that there are no plans to postpone the biggest show of the year, saying, "The health and safety of our fans, performers, and employees are our top priorities, and we are monitoring the situation closely with our partners and government officials in Tampa Bay. We remain committed to hosting WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium on Sunday, April 5th, and like other entertainment properties in the US, there are currently no plans to cancel or postpone our upcoming events." Before Raw this week, the company held a meeting to the roster where they highlighted ways to prevent being infected, though, according to Mike Johnson, who spoke on PW Insider Elite Audio, superstars didn't retain much information, and that wasn't the only problem. He said, "They had a meeting before Raw with the talents about it. It was like, here's where we stand, we're still moving forward with everything, here's what you gotta do to protect yourself on the road on top of what you already do. And we're gonna work with all the local governments to see where we're going or not. Things could get impacted, but right now nothing is, it's wait and see." I spoke to like 3 people who were in the meeting and was like, "What did you get out of that?" And it was like, "We gotta pray and hope everything's gonna be okay." With several people around the world dying from the coronavirus, the disease continues to make headlines, and while nothing is currently guaranteed to keep someone 100% safe, the WWE holding a meeting about it shows they're at least aware of the situation. One superstar who fans won't see at WrestleMania or any other WWE show is Matt Hardy, who left the WWE this past Sunday. Even before Matt left the company, there was speculation that he would be joining AEW, and now there's been a big clue that the former ECW champion will be joining fellow former WWE superstars like Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley. This weekend, Matt was supposed to attend a convention in New York called The Big Event, which will also feature WWE stars like Bret Hart, The Undertaker, and Braun Strowman, but most importantly, the show will not feature anyone from AEW. We say that Matt was supposed to attend the con, as he's been pulled from The Big Event, which has led many to speculate that the Broken One is bound for All Elite Wrestling. Though Matt didn't debut on this week's edition of Dynamite, it may just be a matter of time before he does, as the veteran star is still the odds-on favorite to be the leader of the Dark Order in AEW. Matt himself hasn't shied away from teasing joining the new promotion, and on this week's Free the Delete YouTube video, the former WWE superstar even appeared alongside the Young Bucks. With the Bucks being 2 of the founding members of AEW, this has led to more speculation that Matt will be joining the new promotion very soon, and we'll provide more details on Matt and his rumored AEW deal when we can. From one Hardy to another now, as Jeff Hardy hasn't been seen in WWE for quite some time after a leg injury forced the brothers to vacate the SmackDown tag titles last April. In his time away, Jeff has also been dealing with personal issues stemming from his arrests last year, but now it seems that the charismatic enigma is ready to turn over a new leaf. During the latest edition of WWE Backstage, Jeff was asked about who he'd want to face in the future, and it didn't take the former World Heavyweight Champion long before he picked out Roman Reigns. He said, "More than anything, I'd have to say that there's a huge moment between me and Roman Reigns. So yeah, I can see that happening, and I think that's one thing to be involved in something kinda cool and important at WrestleMania for the next 2 years. If I can kinda fight back to that zone, I think that's my biggest goal." Despite both men being staples of WWE, Hardy and the Big Dog have never faced off in a one-on-one contest, though it looks like Jeff plans on changing that very soon. Given that Reigns could be the new WWE Universal Champion this time next month, then the Big Dog may have already found his first challenger for the gold, as Jeff will no doubt be hoping to capture the blue title over a decade after he last held a WWE World Championship. While on Backstage, Jeff also commented on Matt's departure from WWE, saying, "I haven't spoke to him hardly at all about that, so I don't know what his plans are. But we've been wrestling for a long time, and even if we're in different wrestling worlds, it's still cool that the Hardy Boys can go their separate ways and do their own thing." Time will tell whether the Hardys will ever reunite in a ring, but for now, it certainly doesn't seem the case, as Jeff has at least 1 more year on his WWE contract, which was frozen as he had to deal with his personal issues. One major issue for Jeff was his DUI arrest that happened in October 2019, and while speaking on Backstage, the charismatic Enigma said he checked himself into patient rehab for the first time the very next day. He said, "It was one of the greatest things I've ever done for myself. I've done something every day to better myself, and it's just going to be so good to be back in front of all those people in the mindset I'm in right now, and to feel that energy because there's something left for me to do in WWE." Jeff certainly seems in the right mindset to return, but this DUI wasn't the first time that Hardy has had trouble with the law, so time will tell whether the popular superstar will be able to keep clean next time he returns to the ring. Though Jeff was on WWE Backstage this week, an appearance by the popular superstar didn't help the ratings for the Fox show at all. According to Showbuzz Daily, this week's edition of the show drew just 18,000 people, the lowest that the show has ever drawn since its inception last year. This is a huge fall from last week's show, which saw 127,000 fans tune in, and this itself was a fall from the week prior, which had 169,000 fans stay up to 11 p.m. to watch the show. Prior to this week, the show's lowest rating was Backstage's regularly scheduled debut, which brought in 49,000, and in the coveted 18 to 49 demographic, this week's show drew a .01 rating, which is also the lowest rating in the show's history. It's unclear just why exactly the vast majority of regular viewers decided not to tune in this week, but one thing that's clear is WWE will need to change something for next week's show or risk another woeful rating. From Backstage to Raw now, as though this week's show had some bright spots, especially the segment between Randy Orton and Beth Phoenix, as well as the opening segment with McIntyre and Lesnar, it still featured some questionable decisions, such as alleged Paul Heyman guy Ricochet losing to Riddick Moss. On Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez explained why this may have happened, as he said Vince McMahon ripped up the script for the show and decided to rewrite things. This isn't the first time that the boss has done this, and probably won't be the last, as it's clear that despite having his hands full with the XFL, McMahon still refuses to let anyone have too much influence over his original company, the WWE. We've got some great news to report now, as former WWE superstar Jillian Hall has announced the birth of her daughter. In a post on Instagram, the former Divas champion shared a picture of her baby girl, who she has called Violet Elise Farrow, describing the child as one of the biggest blessings in her life. From everyone here at SlatRock Wrestling, we'd like to congratulate Hall and her family on the arrival of baby Violet and wish both mother and child the best for the future. Speaking of former Divas champions, Michelle Mccool recently made headlines after she wasn't included in the WWE's gallery of their most influential women. And after backlash from both fans and her husband The Undertaker, the inaugural Divas champion was added to the group. With that said, Mccool didn't enjoy the idea of being a late addition, as she feels she worked hard to earn a spot, saying, "Wow, so honored. I speak truth. Never asked him for anything, worked my butt off. But this definitely got this because of who my husband is." It's a rare thing for The Undertaker to publicly have an issue with the company he's been a part of for nearly 3 decades, as it's clear the Demon of Death Valley certainly believes his wife did more than enough to get a spot in the gallery without him having to get involved. Back in the ring now, and after an explosive episode of NXT this week, next week's show is looking even bigger, as the show will be a special fan appreciation episode from WWE's Performance Center. As part of this fan appreciation, the WWE has announced 2 title matches for next week's show, as NXT Tag Team Champions the Broserweights will be defending their gold against former champions Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. In addition to this, Keith Lee will be putting his NXT North American Championship on the line when he defends against Cameron Grimes, as next week's show is certainly shaping up to be another must-see episode of the Gold brand. Speaking of NXT, one superstar who made headlines recently is Tainara Conti, as it wasn't too long ago that she reportedly walked out of the company over pay and her locker was cleared out. It didn't take long for Conti to return though, as she showed up to an NXT live event with a t-shirt saying "released" and took to Instagram to brag about her status. In a post, the former Mae Young Classic competitor shared the likes of several posts from NXT and claimed that there are always more likes when her name is mentioned. In a follow-up video though, Conti said that the only numbers that don't go up for her are the ones in her contract, as it looks like the Brazilian still has got an issue with just how much she's making as part of the Gold brand. It's hard to tell whether Conti is genuinely annoyed or just playing up to what the fans have been claiming about her, but whatever the case, this all makes for some very interesting news. We're sticking with NXT now, and one notable absence from this week's show was Beth Phoenix, who didn't appear at the commentary desk. During the opening of this week's show, Mauro Ranallo said that the Hall of Famer was convalescing at home after being RKO'd by Randy Orton on Raw. This certainly makes sense, as it would undercut Monday's angle if Beth appeared and called NXT as if nothing happened, and it's likely the Glamazon will be back next week, as her husband Edge is also scheduled to return to Raw on next week's show. From NXT to SmackDown next, as at WrestleMania 36, Bill Goldberg will defend his newly won Universal title against Roman Reigns. While speaking to The Bump, Goldberg admitted that he's a big fan of Roman, but in the end, he's there to retain his title and prove that his spear is greater. He added, "There's no animosity there. I have a job to do. Babyface, heel, I don't give a damn what it is. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna rip his face off like I try to do with everybody else." Though fans may still be processing the fact that The Fiend won't be defending the title at WrestleMania, Goldberg and Reigns will still be a big money match that fans will see on April 5th in Tampa, Florida. Of course, WrestleMania 36 will be just one show of an entire week of WWE programming in the area, as before the showcase of the Immortals, the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony will take place. This week, it was revealed that JBL will be entering as a singles star, and this led former WWE superstar Hurricane Helms to demand a shout-out by the soon-to-be Hall of Famer. On Twitter, the Hurricane said that the amount of fierce clotheslines from hell that Bradshaw gave him meant he deserved an acknowledgement during his speech, and fans will have to wait and see whether the loudmouth Texan does thank the WWE's resident superhero during his induction. Speaking of JBL, the future Hall of Famer has had plenty of roles in wrestling, and in addition to being a superstar, also served as a WWE commentator. On Twitter, current WWE announcer Corey Graves sent his congrats to the Texan, prompting Layfield to respond by saying the smartest thing the company ever did was replace him on the commentary desk with the former NXT superstar. It's no secret that Graves and JBL have a lot in common, as they've both served as the heel color commentator on their respective shows, and it's obvious that there's a lot of brotherly love between the two former superstars. We've got some AEW news for you now, as WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts recently appeared on the show. On the latest edition of Dynamite, Roberts cut a fantastic promo where the Hall of Famer teased a feud with Cody Rhodes, which could lead to Roberts managing Brody Lee, aka former WWE superstar Luke Harper, as the March 18th show will be in Brody's hometown of Rochester, New York. One person who clearly caught Roberts' promo was WWE superstar Randy Orton, as shortly after the segment, Orton posted a video of himself on Raw in 2005, RKOing Jake. It's highly unlikely that this will lead to anything between the Snake and the Viper, but as WrestleMania 36 and his rumored match against Edge draws near, Orton is reminding him that he can strike anyone at any time. One superstar who knows about being on the receiving end of the RKO is CM Punk, and though the best in the world has yet to return to the ring, he has continued his career in film. After the success of his performance in Girl on the Third Floor, Deadline is reporting that Punk is set to co-star in Jacob's Wife, a supernatural thriller from Reanimator star Barbara Crampton. The report has said that the filming has already wrapped on the film, as it went under the radar, and the director of the film is Travis Stevens, the same man who directed Girl on the Third Floor. With his success in that film, as well as several fans petitioning for Punk to replace the retiring Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams in the Evil Dead franchise, it looks like the horror movie genre is keeping the former world champion busy without having to take a single bump. We're returning to NXT now, as the PW Insider reported that this week's show had the Iconics backstage at Full Sail University. Though neither woman appeared on this week's 2-hour show, it's still interesting that the former women's tag team champions were there at all, as fans have speculated whether they'll be returning to the Gold brand. It's been quite a while since either Billie Kay or Peyton Royce made waves on TV, and given that the last thing we heard was that WWE were considering repackaging the duo, having them return to NXT may not be the worst option for the Australian tag team. And finally today, we're ending with more news from NXT, as for the second straight week, the Gold brand returned from commercial to videos with rapid cuts and apocalyptic clock imagery. Though neither Mauro Ranallo nor Nigel McGuinness acknowledged the cryptic images, the WWE's social media team did after the February 26th show, and this week showed the numbers 4 and 7. Fans online were quick to speculate that this is a reference to April 7th, which is a Tuesday, though this will be the day that NXT taped their first post-WrestleMania edition of the Gold brand. The current theory is that these videos are hyping up the NXT debut of Killer Kross, and hopefully we'll get some more answers when April 7th finally rolls around.